Hey, hello, Kanika, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Ready to start.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, so let's start. So today we need to continue with RDS part. Okay. So one part of RDS that is left, the most important part that we need to consider is encryption. Okay. So today we will start with that topic and then we will start with the lab of RDS. Hopefully we'll cover up everything in within 1 hour, or if we require much more time, then we can continue in the next class. Okay. So if we are starting with the encryption part, so the point that you need to consider about encryption, you cannot encrypt an existing unencrypted DB instance. This is very much important that you should know that if you have already created a database instance, okay, in EC2, and while creating this instance, you have not enabled encryption policies, means there is an option for encryption. If you have not enabled it true, then later on you can't apply any of the encrypted policies on this data set. Getting it? Because earlier you
Yes,
have unencrypted it, so now you can't make it the encrypted data set.
okay.
Here, encryption means creating the security, hiding the data. So, if you have already unenabled it or created an unencrypted EC2 database, then it is not possible to encrypt it later. That's clear?
Yes.
Now, what are the possible ways in which you can encrypt your data once you have created? Okay, so to do that, just imagine there's a condition arises that earlier you were not able, you means you forgot to encrypt the data, but now you want to encrypt it. So now what you need to do, first of all, first step is you have to create a new encrypted data. Okay, and you have to do, see just the next step. See, this is the database you have created. Okay, try to understand first. So this is the database we have created and it is unencrypted. Okay, now there's a condition arises that you want to encrypt it. Now you can't encrypt it by simply allowing the policies on it. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to create a new database instance, okay, for EC2, and this you should enable the encryption. By creating it, you should allow the encryption policies as enabled as true. So now this is, what's the difference between the two data sets? This is unencrypted data set, this is encrypted data set. Now what you can do, you can merge all the data that is inside this database to this database. So this is known as migration policy. So you can easily migrate all the data from EC2 unencrypted to the encrypted data. Okay. So what we are doing? We are transferring the data from unencrypted to encrypted one. So in this way, what happens? All the data inside this database is now being transferred to the encrypted one. Means now in this database, the data that you have already created here is encrypted. So this is the one way in which you can encrypt the database that has already been created. Getting it?
Okay, so you have an encrypted data in the database, and you migrate. The process of migration doesn't change the unencrypted data, so it's still unencrypted.
Just let me give you an example.
Okay.
This is your house. Okay. There are 10 members in the house. Okay. Now this house has already been built. Now every individual member needs a single room for them, but there is no space, or you can say there is no privacy between the members. You can say because 10 members are living in a house, they don't have the privacy between them. Earlier there were only 10 members, so they are easily able to stay in this house with comfort. Okay, but now what happens? Suddenly member increased to double. Okay, say guests have come or anything else. So this house is not suitable for them. Either in case of privacy, you can say, in case of space, you can say. So earlier the space was limited because we have not increased it previously. We have chosen for 10 people, we have chosen 10 rooms, but now 20 people can't be able to accommodate the 10 rooms. There is a issue of privacy that every person needs their own private room. So in this case, what we can do, we cannot now add this privacy policy to the already built data set. So what new thing we have done to apply the privacy? We have created a new house, or you can say created a new DB instance. Now according to our privacy policies, we have created this database instance. This is a new house according to 20 members. Now what we can do? We can just transfer all of these members from this to this house. So this process is known as migrate. We are migrating, or we are saying we are shifting the people from one database to another database, so that all 20 members got their privacies. Okay, all 20 members can live in this house comfortably. Getting it? Similar thing
Yes.
with the database. Inside this database, earlier we were not knowing that we will have an issue of privacy, but suddenly some cases happen, and now our database requires the privacy. So we can't change the privacy policy of already built house or built data. You can say EC2 instance. So for that we have to create a new database instance and apply all the new policies on this database instance, and then we can transfer all our data that is inside the previous database to this database, so that our policy requirement of privacy or encryption, you can say, is satisfied. Getting it?
Yes.
Clear?
Okay. So because of the policy.
Yeah, because of the encryption.
Because of the encryption, yeah.
Earlier, in the previous data set, the data set was unencrypted. Okay, there is because while we were making the data set, okay, we have not enabled any of the policies of encryption. So this data is unencrypted. Okay, but now suddenly some issues arises, and we want that our data set becomes encrypted. So for that reason, we are creating a new database, and now while building this EC2 instance, okay, we are applying all the encryption policies. So we can
Okay.
transfer this in unencrypted data to this database. So now all the data will be encrypted.
Because the EC2 has a policy
Yeah.
of encryption.
Earlier in the first one, when we were creating our EC2 instance for our database RDS, okay,
Okay.
there was an option of encryption here. We have not enabled it. It was crossed. So
Uh-huh.
not encrypted. But now,
Uh-huh.
if we want to encrypt the data, what we can do? We can now create another EC2 instance. Okay, we can easily create another EC2 instance. In this instance, what we can do? We can enable the encryption policy. So once,
But the other instance doesn't have the policy.
yeah,
Oh, okay, because you're
has that.
transferring data.
Yeah, because see, it's like simple, no? Like older house has no privacy policies. There was no gate or nothing. You can assume. Okay.
Okay.
Now because you are keeping your very much luxurious wealth or something, you now need some gates. Okay. But there is no space of making gate here because while building this house, you have not created any privacy policy. So what do you have to do? You have to create a new house. Inside that, you can apply the gates and everything means the privacy policies and all
Okay.
members that are living in this house, in this EC2 instance, you can directly send them to here. So now they are encrypted. What is our main goal? Our main goal is that anyhow we have to encrypt our data. Okay, our main goal is to encrypt our data. Okay, this data is important. It doesn't matter in which EC2 instance it is living. It's just a building. Okay, main thing is the data. When we don't want our data to be encrypted, so we have kept this inside unencrypted, inside the unencrypted EC2 instance. Now suddenly a condition arises that we want to protect our data. So we have created a EC2 instance applying the encrypting policies. So it's about the data. What you want to do with the data. Either you want to encrypt it, either you don't want to encrypt it. Getting it?
Okay. Yes.
Now is it clear? Any doubt you have?
Yep. No, it's very clear.
So now one
Thank you.
more thing you can do. Okay, this is the database instance. Okay, and this is unencrypted. But we know because of the backup policy, the backup is being created here. Backup, you can say snapshots being taken here. Okay, so so what we can do, we have to create another database. Okay, that will have the encryption policy. Okay, now instead of taking the data from this main database, what we can do, we can directly take up the backup or the snapshot through this data set. Getting it? Either there is two conditions. Either you directly take it from the database, or either you can use the backup or the snapshots of the same database. Any of the following you can use.
Oh, got it.
Getting it?
Okay, so the backup snapshot.
Yeah, backup and snapshots we create, no?
But it's unencrypted, and then when it is.
Yeah, this because this data set is unencrypted. So obviously their backup and snapshots will be unencrypted.
Unencrypted, yeah.
Obviously because it is made from, the backup has taken from this only, no?
Okay.
So what you can do, instead of directly taking from database instance, you can take this directly the backup and restore it in another database instance which is encrypted. So what is the outcome it is coming? The outcome is the data inside this database is being sent to this database. So now our data is encrypted. Our main task was to encrypt our main task was to encrypt unencrypted data. So we have done, we have taken the unencrypted data and we have encrypted data. Getting it?
Okay. Yes.
So another point, when we talk specifically about RDS type of database, it supports.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
In order to encrypt the data, do you always have to transfer from unencrypted data from one instance to another instance who has a policy of encryption?
Yeah, because you see all the time what is happening. We are the user, okay, and we are creating everything. And while creating, Amazon people, they are providing us some options, some parameters, right? Either we will enable them or either we will disable them. Okay, so we are as a user is creating everything. So once we have created a database, okay, that is unencrypted. Okay, now there is our requirement. The user wants that now I want to encrypt my database. So they will allow while creating this new database, they will enable the encryption policy, and they have to say that transfer my data from this EC2 instance to this EC2 instance, so that my data becomes encrypted.
Oh, okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
So another thing is when we talk about specifically RDS database. So RDS supports encryption at rest for all engines using keys. So when we talk about specifically about RDS data structure or database we are talking about, so it supports encryption at rest. Means the data which is already been created, okay, the backup or the data which is already been created, which is already been there in the EC2 instance.
Okay.
Okay, that data will always be encrypted. Okay, but what happens when a new data is coming inside this database? You are say you are doing real time analysis of the data. Real time your data is coming means the user is generating here, and at real time condition the data is coming. So here there will be a policy of encryption.
Got it.
So as soon as the data is coming, first they will encrypt it, then they will store it in the database.
They have different kind of encryption options, right? Do they have the server side, the client? I mean, because I don't see in the console, so I don't know if they have different kind of encryption.
See, they have encryption types. Okay, Like they support encryption at rest, means when you are using any of the engines, say MySQL you are using, okay. So at that time, if you want the encryption, you have to provide the password or anything. So
Okay.
when the data is coming in the real time, they will ask for the password. That if you see the data in the database, the data that is stored will always be encrypted because we have chosen the policy of encryption. If we have not chosen, then the data that is coming from real time also will also be unencrypted. So it
So
depends. Yeah.
who is manage who is I mean I have to provide the encryption. I mean the I don't know,
See,
I'm
there's an
confused.
option in the console,
Okay,
and you are
got it.
creating. We have whenever you create any EC2 instance, okay, you must have created. So they ask, do you want that this EC2 instance needs the encryption? So if you will tick the policy, okay, this is the
Got it.
parameter they provide you, okay.
Uh-huh.
If you will tick it, then they will provide EC2 instance the encryption. Otherwise, they will not provide. So when the user is working, so everything this is done by the user because you are the user. You are creating the EC2 instance. So you have to tell about your requirement, like you want the data to be encrypted or you don't want to be data to not to be encrypted. So you.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you.
So what actually encrypted when data is at rest. So now we will see when we have allowed the encryption policies, what all things will be encrypted means what all things have the privacy policies. Okay. First thing is all its snapshots means all the backup that is being created will be encrypted. Backup of database which is in S3 storage, all the backup that is inside, all the data which is inside the S3 storage will be all encrypted. This is EBS one because snapshots are there. So this data will be encrypted. Data inside or on EBS volume will be encrypted. All the data inside the EBS volume will be encrypted. And the last one, read replica created from the snapshot. Okay. So the read replica that you are creating from the snapshots. While you create the snapshots, you also create a read replica, means the exact copy of the snapshots. They will be also encrypted. So there is a question in our exam. They will ask that when you encrypt the data set at rest, what all things you get as encrypted. So you can say only these four things get encrypted. Okay, nothing else get encrypted. They can ask you multiple questions on this. That
Mm-hmm.
all the snapshots will be encrypted first of all. Then the backup of the database that is stored in S3 storage, data on EBS volume, and read replicas that are created from snapshots will be encrypted. So this is a
Okay,
question
re-replicas.
that they ask you.
The re-replicas are like a copy from of the database, right?
Like you use EBS, you have used the EBS service. EBS,
EFS, you said?
EBS volume service you have used.
Yeah, I always use it.
Yeah.
I don't have a deep understanding of that.
Then
I have to take a class.
see,
I have to
these
take
things
a
are
class.
very because the topics we are doing, no, that they include all these services. So it's like this, it's like box into a box. It's like this. So
Okay.
having the understanding of this box, you'll never be able to understand this box. You'll never be able to open this one, or in the end, you will not be able to open this one. So it's like connected because this is EC2 instance. Inside this EBS volume is working. Inside this snapshot is working. Inside this, we are studying the RDS. So you should all these things before studying RDS.
Okay.
So get a clear understanding of these topics first, then you'll be able to connect. Because right now I'm talking about snapshots. If you're clear understanding of snapshot, how it is taken and how we create the replica of snapshots inside the EBS volume.
I understand the snapshot, but I don't understand just the maybe the phrase replica. I don't quite. I mean, I know that I hear. I don't know, but I don't know.
No issue. See, replica in the English meaning you will see. So the exact copy of something is the replica.
Okay, okay. So that's a copy. Okay, got it.
Exact copy. See, this is the circle here. Similar circle will be here. So this is known as the replica. Exact same copy of something is known as replica.
Okay, so if the replica, wait, I don't know if you can go back to the previous page or it's already erased.
See, it's like I'll write it again. Read.
Okay.
Replica. Created from the snapshot.
So if the snapshot is encrypted, then the replica is encrypted as well.
Obviously, because see, we are taking the same replica, read replica of snapshots. So we have already discussed that all the snapshots, okay, are already encrypted. So their read replica that is created from the snapshot will be encrypted.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Now is it clear?
Yes, it's very clear.
Now in the last we will study some points related to RDS. Sorry.
Oh, bless you.
Okay, some points that are related to RDS billing. So first is no upfront cost. Means there is no previous time investment you have to make when you want to use the RDS service. Okay?
Okay.
It's like use the service, use and pay service. Means as you use the service, you have to pay. Previously, before using the service, you don't have to pay any cost. That is known as upfront cost. Okay. Another thing is you have to pay only for first is database instance hours. See, the database instance means EC2 instance you are using. For how many hours you are using it, you have to pay for that first of all.
Okay, got it.
I told you.
For the hours.
They charge according to 1 hour. Okay? If you are using an EC2 instance, only for 5 minutes, but they will charge you for complete 1 hour. Okay. Another thing is they will charge us for storage. Okay, storage will be GB according to a monthly charge they will create for how many GBs you have used for the storage purpose. The another thing they will charge is how much internet data transfer has been happened. Data transfer, you can understand that from one EC2 instance, you are sending the data to either to another EC2 instance, either to any of the AWS service, say SNS you are sending, or to anywhere on the internet. If you are sending your data, means you're taking the data, or you are sending the data, means transfer of data, then they will charge you the money according to the region. For the backup storage, they will charge.
Yeah.
That backup you are always creating inside S3 bucket, right? So they will charge how much data you have stored in your S3 bucket.
Okay.
Okay, so what will be the charge of the S3 bucket in your region? They will charge according to that. So one thing about, if you talk about this backup one, okay. So I told you that this can increase, means this price of the backup can increase if you increase database backup retention period. We talked about retention period, right? So if you can check the retention period, if you are keeping the retention period 0, means you have to take the manual backup. But it is if it is more than 0, okay, then it will be the automatic backup. So if you will increase the retention period in the automatic backup, okay, like if you are taking it for 1 hour, or you get taking it for 2 hours. So as you increase, the backup charges will also increase. Getting it?
Okay.
This part is clear of billing?
Yeah.
Then AWS also charge for, now earlier we have studied everything was when we are not using multi availability zones, okay, where we were using multiple availability zones. Now in this case, if we are using multi availability zones, then they will charge according to the database hours. So they will charge for the multi availability zone. If you are enabled, they will charge according to the region. Then if you have selected provisional storage, okay, and you inside provisional storage you have chosen multi availability zone, then they will charge for this service also. If you have charged, there is a concept called double wire input output, means at a particular time input is also coming and output of the data is also coming inside the database, okay, or inside the EC2 instance. If you have enabled this service, okay, they will charge for the double wire option also.
Okay.
Is that clear till here?
What is it? Okay, got it. Yes.
So Next is you are not charged for database data transfer during replication from primary standpoint. So when we talk about multi-availability zone, okay, so what it does from the primary database, okay, they copy the data, our complete data inside the standby. So what AWS people have done, they will not charge this transfer. The data you are transferring from primary to standby, you are replicating the data, they will not charge the money for this. Otherwise,
Oh,
any transfer, they will charge you the money.
okay. So,
Yes.
okay, so for example, okay, let me see. The primary data, so something happened, it crashed, it goes to the standby. No, not the availability zone. They are not gonna charge me for that because it was not my.
No, no, no. Actually, what I'm trying to say, see, this is your EC2 instance,
Okay.
is zone 1. And inside this, there is your primary data you have created. Now, because allowed multi availability zone, okay, and
Uh-huh.
you have taken the option of automatic backup.
Okay.
Okay, so what they do, they create a similar database, and that will be considered as standby database, means where backup is there. So this is in availability zone 2. Now, as soon as you enter any data inside this primary one, AWS people will sense it, okay, and they will directly synchronize it with the standby. So this transfer they are doing while you are writing here also, and they are similarly creating the similar replica, exact copy, okay, inside the backup also. So for this transfer, they are saying they will not charge the money. But all of this is like manipulation, okay? Because while you are creating the automatic backup, they are charging you for the automatic backup.
Okay.
They are charging for this creation, automatic backup creation, but they are not charging you when you are transferring the data continuously from primary
Oh,
to standby.
okay. Got it. Okay, it's good to know. Okay, got it.
Is it clear?
Yes.
So any issue you have regarding this RDS theoretical part?
Guys, everything is clear.
Everything is clear?
Yes.
In the
Mm-hmm.
previous session, if you have any issue,
No, no. I mean, it's with the sample, it's all clear. I thought it is gonna be difficult, but it was pretty understandable.
okay, so let's start with the one. Just a minute. Actually, it is not detecting.
Are you waiting for me, Kanika?
Actually, my dashboard
Okay.
is not working. Just a minute. Okay, no issue. Let's start with the practical part.
Okay.
I don't know how it stopped working. So you are able to see the screen? AWS
Yes.
services.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So see, what today in this lab we will discuss. We will use our Windows server. Okay. Just
Great.
so what we will use a Windows server. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And using this and we will use MySQL. Okay. We will use
Yeah.
MySQL and not what we will do going to do. We will connect AWS service. Okay. Uh, MySQL with our Windows server, so that is so that we can easily work on this MySQL, okay, using our Windows server. So easily you can access this window MySQL of AWS. That is, AWS is providing everything to you, but you can locally host inside your CLI. Okay, so
Okay.
this is all what we have to do today. So I'm just starting it. Okay, so first of all, we'll go to this RDS one, right? So
Uh-huh.
inside this RDS, we will create our first database. Okay. So we have to first create a database inside our RDS one. So see all the options they will show you regarding this database inside this Amazon. So this is the snapshot one. Okay, these will be the snapshot that needs to be taken. Either you can do it manually or backup services you can apply. So in this, when we apply backup services, they will be automatic. Here you can have
Mm,
the option of automatic backup service. Okay, you can create an automatic backup of the database that you will create. Right?
okay. Yes.
Now you can just simply go to the dashboard part and you have to just simply click on create a dashboard. So they will give you multiple options like how you want to create a dashboard. So which dashboard you want to create? First of all, they will ask. So I am creating a MySQL database, engine options. Okay. Then they will ask you which template you want. I told you we will select the free tier one because we are learning. Then you can here give the name of the dashboard. Okay. You have to provide a username. You have to create a password. So you can create any of the password you require. Okay. You're following this?
Yes. I'm following this.
Okay.
I'm doing it at the same time.
Yeah, just let me know if you have any issue. So we will create the password now.
Okay.
Once it is created, the another thing we need to do. Okay, see, you don't include any slash or something in the password. Simple password you will create. Now they will ask like what type of database instance size you want. So because we have taken the free trial, only busable class option is there. So we will go and we will select directly the T2 micro one. It will provide you 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU. Then in the storage, we will select our general purpose. Okay. And if you are saying that you want or don't want auto scaling, you can enable the auto scaling. Now availability and durability. So we are not enabling multi availability zone right now. So we are creating a VPC for the connectivity part. You are
Yes.
very much familiar with VPC. What is VPC? Where it is used for networking purpose.
Okay.
Okay, this VPC is used for networking purpose. So you have to create a VPC. So default VPC I am having is this. So now after creating the VPC for connectivity, you have to say either everybody on the public can access it. So you have to limit it AS. Then if you want to create a VPC security group, then you can create a VPC security group here. Write any of the name of the security group. Availability zone, say select any of the availability zone for the VPC security and database portal. So you have to provide a database portal here on which you can apply this VPC. Okay. Now additional information if you want to provide about your data set. Initial database name, say I am giving as database 1. Okay. And automatic backup I am enabling as false. Then if you want log exports, means like on CloudWatch, that CloudWatch will create your logs. So you can select any of the options from like audit log, error log, general log or slow query log. Getting it?
Yeah.
You can select any of the type of the log you want. Then for maintenance, they are asking. So I'll enable them that I don't want any maintenance right now. Then we can just simply create the database. So see, here the database will be created. Database is created. So we have seen, now it is available here. Okay. Now if you check the endpoint, at this endpoint we have, I told you this is the C name, this endpoint. Okay. So any user, if anyone you want to use your MySQL database now, they have to use this database endpoint. Getting it?
Got it.
See, You are at the same place where I am.
Let me see.
Any issue you have?
No, I just creating the database, and I'm in the connectivity and security.
Just create the database first.
Yeah, you were first, then I was second.
So you are creating it with me, or you first going to see what I'm doing, then you will create.
I was creating it with you about I was looking at something at the numbers and the charge. They are not gonna charge that much.
So you are creating it now.
No, I'm here now with you. I created already, so I'm in the connectivity and security.
Okay. So see, now we have to focus on the. This is the C name I was talking about. So anyone wants to access your MySQL database that you have created right now, they have to just go on this URL and they will able to access your MySQL. So now,
Okay.
after that, what you require, see, these are the all network and security we have enabled. So this is the security group we are talking about. These are the two security groups that has been given.
Okay.
We will see that which security group is active. So here, when we take the security group, this is the security group we are talking about. The one which has been enabled in our system. Okay, VP security group. So we will just right click on this security group and we will see that there is already the security group that we have already created. My RDS group. Okay, it is enabled. Now we have to change some settings of this security group. What settings we are sending? We are taking the inbound. Inside,
Okay.
you have to add some rules. Okay, what rules means at what pages or what portals these security group can work. Okay, you must have used it earlier, so I'm just telling you the concepts. So if you want
Uh-huh.
the rules, so for MySQL we are using RDP, that rule we are using, HTTP rule we are using, and HTTPS rule we are using, and we are saying from anywhere you can access this database, and now we are just saving it. So now we will select the outbound, means all the traffics are enabled. So now this security group is ready for us. Now we will again see to EC2 instance. Okay, in EC2 instance we will see which instance is running. No instance is running, so we have to create a instance so that we can access the database. Because anything you want to do, first of all you have to create an instance, then you will connect that database inside this instance, and then you will be able to access it from anywhere. So now we are creating an EC2 dashboard instance. So for creating an EC2 instance, you will see we have to select a AMI machine. So because we are using Windows, so we will select Microsoft Windows Service. Clear? Till here, any
Wait,
problems?
you say you say Microsoft. Let
Yeah,
me see
this
because
one
I
we
have
will
to.
use. Because we are
Okay.
using Windows, so we will select Microsoft Windows as a AMI.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Um, how much they gonna charge me for to use the Microsoft Windows? Not much, right?
No, we are using free tier version.
Oh,
So
the free. Okay, the free tire,
we are,
2019.
see, I am completely using everything that is free. Okay, with you.
Oh, okay.
So there will be
Thank
no
you.
charge. Okay, if you follow my instructions and go the way I am going, they will charge you nothing. Okay.
Okay, got it.
So we are selecting this T2 micro. Okay, now we have to configure in the instant detail. So say which default subnet you want to select. You can select the subnet, you can select the VPC, you can assign the public IP here, and you can add the storage. Now for adding the storage, I'm adding a volume which is already added. Now, if you want to add the tag, see, tag is very much important because there will be multiple volumes available inside your EC2 instance. So if you will provide every volume a particular tag, so you will be able to understand inside this volume which type of data is stored. So that's why tags are important. So you can just provide a tag that we are using RDS server. Then you can configure the security group. So if you select the existing security group, we have right now created a security group, my RDS group. So we are selecting the same one.
Okay.
Okay. Directly launch it. So these are the review portion. Now you have to select a key pair. Because we are not having a key pair, so we will create a new key pair. So because we are just give a key pair a name, any name you can give. Because we are creating a window key, so we will download this key. Oh, it already exists, so we will just take one.
Can I use an existing key?
So it will be directly downloaded in your system. See, this format will be PEM format. One format is PPK format and one is PEM format. So always use a key with the PEM format.
Okay.
So view instance, if you see that this instance is being created now.
Okay, got it.
You can name it that the instance name is Windows Server instance. Now you can just connect, download remote desktop. Okay, you have to create a password for this text that anyone wants to access this remote. So we will just select our Windows key, and now we will decrypt the password. And this is the password you need to copy.
Wait, I have a question. Wait.
Yeah, just a minute.
Can I use an existing key, or do I have to create one? Because I mean, I have a key already.
You already have. You can use the similar key. See, there's an option. While you are creating the key, they will give you an option. I'll show you again. So once you're creating, you're launching it. Okay, they will ask, choose any key pair. So instead of creating a new pair, you can directly select the existing one. See, I'll show you the option.
Okay. Yeah.
So here you instead of creating a new pair, you can select the existing one.
Okay.
Clear?
Uh-huh.
Now you have created a server. Now you have to connect it to the remote server because we want that inside our AWS. We have already created our database, MySQL database, and instance also we have created. Now we want to access that instance or that database, MySQL database, from a Windows server. Now what we will do, we will connect AWS with Windows server so that we can directly access the MySQL with Windows server. So that's why we are connecting it. So we are we'll click on connect and we will say download remote desktop file. And then we will create a password. So password will be our key, Windows key that we have already created. Okay, and just this is the password, copy it somewhere because later on it will be of use. So use a notepad or something to copy that password and just close. Now you will see, because you have downloaded this remote desktop file, you have to just click on it and you have to connect with the remote desktop connection. So it will create a connection between the AWS and your Windows server.
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah, you're too fast. I mean,
Okay, just please be free to ask which step you are not able to understand.
Okay. I'm in the download remote desktop file.
See, this is the download remote desktop file, which you have to download. So you can connect to your Windows instance using the remote desktop client of your choice and by downloading and running the RDP shortcut file below. Means if you want to connect your Windows with the AWS, Okay, so that inside your Windows you can use the same database or RDS file MySQL you have created inside this AWS. If you want to access it from your Windows, okay, so you need to make a connection between your Windows and the remote desktop. So that's why we are downloading a download remote desktop file.